Three reasons. One, I hate to see bread and butter on the post. Number two, with my extensive background in city management, I feel I have a lot to offer. And number three is I love debating issues and I love public service.
Okay, what do you see as the biggest problems facing your district?
That has to be one of all the myriad of problems. I got to identify one. Can I identify three or four?
You can talk about whatever you like.
Well, education gets, even though the city has very limited authority, control over the school district, people are very concerned about the quality of education in Albuquerque, and they realize that the city has very limited control. Although I ask everybody at the door an open-ended question, what are your likes, dislikes, problems issued with city government, and unfortunately, education pops up very often. Jobs would be number two. People are very concerned. We've lost 27,000 jobs in Albuquerque in the last 3 years. And they're concerned about the city spending money responsibly. And they're concerned about the problems in the police department. And we did some polling, and they pretty much confirmed what we already knew, which is what I just told you. Well, there's nothing we can do about education. As far as jobs, I propose that the city create a job czar. Not that they necessarily have to hire somebody, but surely think that out of 5,000 employees, could find somebody qualified to kind of ride herd on the job situation. Whether that person would be responsible for anything and everything to do with creating and retaining jobs, whether it be problems with regulations, training programs, grant programs, tax incentive programs, anything that might happen to be. It's not an original idea with me, but some of the major cities around the United States are doing that. I haven't heard anybody mention it here. That'd be number one. Number two would be every city I ever worked in, we self-insured our health insurance, saving millions of dollars. But if they weren't self-insured when I started there, they were self-insured by the time I left. But they don't self-insure here. The city doesn't. That could save millions of dollars, which could be directed into economic development, job creation programs. That is a very important project for the people in my district, because obviously it's Paseo runs right through the, not the heart, but close to the heart of the district. A lot of people use that roadway every day. So it's an issue because my opponent wanted to take $25 million and put it into an ill-advised boondoggle, a sportsplex. Now over the last 10 years, 3 privately funded sportsplexes have failed here in Albuquerque. And now, it's unconscionable, it's ridiculous, it's ill-advised to put $25 million into it when we should be putting that into the reconstruction of the Paseo interchange.
Yeah, I was just wondering about, since you have so much experience in other municipalities, if you've ever observed the level of distress that your potential constituents are saying about the police department and the uptick in shootings. If you've seen anything like that in any other cities that we work for? No. So there was no kind of corollary way to see how they handled it or anything like that?
No, never faced a problem where there was, we might, most of my medium-sized cities, I think it's 30,000 to 70,000, and we would have total murders for the year would be less than the number of police killings.
Mm-hmm. So this would be a really big jump.
This is a big deal.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, I have no experience with this.
Gotcha.
But it's really something. Well, I've never met him, but he seems like he wants to do the right thing. He seems committed. I may not agree with him, but I think he doesn't have a hidden agenda. He wants to do whatever in his mind is the right thing. I get a lot of positive comments at the door about him. Even from, yes. So, that's my answer.
And what is your opinion of your opponent, Brad Winter?
Pardon?
What do you think of Brad Winter?
Well, I'm not going to say anything negative about my opponent. I've only met him, talked to him for about 30 seconds. And,
What do you think of the job he's done, I guess is maybe a better way to phrase that.
well, I'm struggling to think of an accomplishment. Let's leave it at that.
How does your experience as having been a city administrator prepare you for being on the council?
Well, there's several reasons. One, I'm certainly very familiar with the issues. I've worked with literally hundreds of council persons over the years, so I have a good idea what the job entails. And so I mean, I think it's obvious on the face of it that somebody with my background would be have the knowledge and experience to carry out the duties and responsibilities of a city council person.